changing lives.
Hello, it's another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. You are watching us from Hope Channel Ghana, from the studios in Accra. I say Ayiko, and we thank you so much for joining us today. I am so delighted when it is Tuesdays because I get the opportunity to visit you in your homes so that we can talk family matters. And I'm enjoying myself again because we are still celebrating Ghana. And so I'm a proud Ghanaian. And wherever you are, say happy birthday to yourself because you're Ghanaian. We thank God for how far He has brought all of us. I am so glad again because today we are going to discuss another important topic that bothers every member of the family. I'm sure you're asking, Efia, today too, what is it? I am Efia Sewa Mansa. Let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, I'll introduce you to the topic and to my guest for the day. I will be right back. Thank you.
Union anya enfia duonum hare hure ebraso say ye pai kubata yi enfisia duonum ya fase hontima na da no obroni se ebe ye nwanwafo enfisia duonum ay ko batena se wonam honhum ndom ne sakudwom so apai oje abubu nkonu afri nyame mapi so age akrama Kristo tumadi kase e ba so on the 30th March 2024 make sure obe ne mbuso me da etoso adua san fiempem ye no ne aduonu na e wo so nwane Center for National Culture wo brebo anopo nondo 10 a.m. sharp da no e yamemenda no nam dwubedi so ato nsa fra ahemfo atitru ne atoto roafi o manya fa na nyina ne obroni friend guest of honor e de masa dwumadi e ne Ghana mampani dada John Dramani Mahama na wakasa force no ko de masa dwumadi e speaker ono ne bunu regional minister ye maame Justin Owusuba na hene na otitire ni madwumadi e ne wasagefo osi ade ayo agimambadu a wotoso mienu dobama hene ono anso ne president bunu regional house of chiefs afi na nakosua so sika breyi a wotoso mienu so nwan man hema obrimpon professor Chemampon sa wotoso mienu fie pre hene na wato nsa from resebadwafo ne woni a wagina se yento onso aba e wo bunu east ne ahafo nyina nso adwumadi yase na kwasa hodo e wo manyafa na nyina e ka bomu abasa adwumadi yase na da no osoro ne asase be ka bomu ato hallelujah tifi asem no obrofo kasem was reaching the way through sacred music ya na mu dwom so e ka radio asem Yosef na nyina e bia ba ko pe na ye nyina ni kire ko tie mu dwom na ye bo afode ayi bia se onyankopon dia ni monyam na kai se Northern Ghana Union Conference and this adwumadi ye ni chinchiremu 0244 184 853 go at 50 my heart and voice.
The home. Hello, you are welcome once again. You are watching Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana. I'm Efia Sewa Mansa. You know, the home and then the church, always they come together in making sure that they raise responsible youth or responsible children. The Bible says that in Proverbs 22 verse 6, train up a child in the way he should grow, and even when he is old, he or she will never depart from it. And that is why today we are looking at youth ministry and family. Our country, Ghana, has a huge number of youth, percentage-wise, same as the church. What is the meaning? What does it tell us? What can they do? What can we do as family members or as parents for them? To help me do this discussion, on my far left, I have a very, very young and beautiful hot woman. Now, so far, she's old, but she looks so young. Maybe it's because she's in the youth ministry. So I'll pray that you all come and join the youth ministry.
Exactly.
Yes. Mrs. Emilia Jamal Latte, she's in charge of the adventure. She's a coordinator at the Accra City Conference. Mami Emilia, I'm saying it again. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
What is the secret?
The youth ministry.
Just that?
Just that.
So when I remove this and I wear this, I'll be okay?
Just okay.
I think I need to come there. I want to come.
See.
I should try.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll take your word and join you. All right, thank you. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope your day was good.
Much. It was.
To God be the glory. My other special guest is the Papa of the youth in Southern Ghana Union Conference, Pastor Mark Hado. This man, he changeth not. So for good evening.
Good evening.
How was your day?
By God's grace.
And I hear you are the youth ministry. You are having so many programs. What is it about?
Currently, the month of March, as well, it is for Ghana. It is for the youth ministry.
Okay.
Last Saturday, Sabbath, we did Global Youth Day, and currently this week is Voice of the Youth's evangelistic campaigns or youth prayer. So even as we speak here, someone is on the pulpit breaking the word of God.
You mean the youth is doing this?
All over the globe, all over the whole world, in all SDA churches, the youth is mounting, preaching, reviving, and making exploits for the Lord.
And preparing souls for Christ.
Yes.
To God be the glory.
Amen.
I'm so glad to hear this. Anyway, so let's start straight away. We are in Ghana. So if we say someone is a youth, what is the meaning? Let me ask you, Auntie Emilia.
All right. A youth is a young person, usually or constitutionally, we will say, someone who is between the ages of 15 and 35 is a youth. Yes. So in Ghana, that's how we take it. But maybe as we delve into whatever we are doing here today, we will know the classifications that we also have.
Then, Pastor, it means that we have lots of youth in Ghana.
Yes, according to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, we are told that we have as much as 38.2% of the entire Ghana population being youth. And then we have about 35.3. That is between the ages of 0 to 15. So that is 35.3 plus 38.2. It means that children and youth
70%
are overly
the
largest population in Ghana.
Wow. Well, that is good. It means that we have lots of people behind us who can take up the mantle when you and I are no more. Okay, so I want to know, when we talk about the youth ministry in Ghana, I mean in our church, who are they? Yes, Pastor.
For the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the youth ministry begins from age 4. In fact, when you go to other divisions like Northern American Division, even right from day 1, it is Discover. So officially for the SDA Church, age 4 to 9 is Adventurer.
Okay.
And then age 10 to 15, 16 is a Pathfinder. From 16 to 21 is an Ambassador. 22 to 30 and plus is a young adult.
Oh, okay. Okay, and I understand it. All right. So then this 0 or 4 to 9 years, why are you disturbing them? What do they know? Why don't you let them play?
Is it a disturbance?
It's not, eh?
It is not.
Okay.
You know, the Jesuits say that, give me the child until he or she is 7, and I will make him who he or she will have to be in future.
All right.
So the brain of that child, from 4 years, we know is capable of getting whatever we want to impart in that child. And that is why we have embraced them. We have not disturbed them at all.
But is it not tedious for you to go through that? Because I'm wondering, I'm like, sit down, he's going there. And you decided to take them from their parents and you are managing them. What is your interest?
Our interest is in the soul of that child.
Oh, to God be the glory.
Yes. And you know, although handling such children is difficult, for the love of Christ and the love of the children, wanting to win them for Christ, in fact, we find it easy to do. Yes, it's not difficult at all. Not difficult at all.
Pastor,
we rather like it.
I like the smile on your face, the way you are saying you rather like it. It is really a passion for you.
That's it.
God bless you, Auntie Emilia. Now, Pastor, when did Adventist ministry begin in Ghana?
For Ghana, around 1888, the church started knocking at the shores of Ghana, at the coastal areas, Apam, the Nzemas, the Cape Coast, Accra areas. And around 1914, it has gotten rooted 14 to 21 in the Ashanti regions. And the Lord took it to the Middle Belt, Ashanti region, to groom it, root it well, and then spread across board. So by around 1940s, it was a whole mission field that the Lord was using. And so from 1888 to the 1940s, we have gotten a full church, a full ministry with all the affiliate department as at then.
Wow. Then it means it's been long.
Very long.
Very long.
Very long.
So who are some of the pioneers?
For the SDA Church, we have the people from Apam, the Kekams, from Kekam, from
the central region in general.
Central region, and from the Agona, Bekwai areas.
Those who started Adventism in Ghana are the same because they were probably the youth at that time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
And not just that, even if not only in Ghana, but the genesis of the SDA Church itself emanated from the youth. I don't know if you go there or if I should go ahead.
Please continue.
In fact, around 1840s, William Miller and his prophecy that Jesus was coming soon, by 1844, they didn't realize. And so people from the Methodist Church, from the Presby Church, from the Catholic Church, who were so patronage of the Jesus is coming, imminent coming, fixed date coming, got a failure, disappointed. And so they went their way. And then a small group of believers decided to study further, to pray. And out of that small group, the oldest was Father Bates, Joseph Bates, a retired sea captain. And the rest were in their early 20s, teenagers and juniors, 14, 15 years. And they are the core people who started the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So the SDA Church, the Lord rebirthed it from the youth ministry.
This is great news. Great news. Small boys, 14, 20 years, working for God.
Yes.
That's great. Now, Auntie Emilia, I'm with you because of the adventure people. How do you train them?
All right. We don't train the adventurers all by ourselves. It is a cooperation between the youth leaders and the parents or the guardians. So, you know, these children are very young as we talk about them. 4 years, as you rightly said, when I call that child to come and sit, mommy is sitting there. The child wants to go. Looking here, mommy is behind. So we invite mummies to come and join us so that together we train that child. So it is a cooperation. And when the mother is around and I'm imparting something into the child, then he or she is ready to listen to me because mommy is around. Mommy that she will run to is right there with us. And whatever I'm teaching, mommy is also listening. When they get home, Mommy will continue for me, and it makes the work very easy.
Ah, it sounds so interesting and so easy. I've never seen it in that light.
That's how it is.
That's good. That's a great job. Now, Pastor, same question, but I want you to take it from the senior youth. How are families able to support you in raising up these youth?
We have a biblical mandate, Deuteronomy chapter 6, from 6, 7, 8, even to 9. We are told that when we wake up, the Lord commanded Israel, speak of these things to your children.
Yes.
When you are on the street, you talk about it. When you are returning, talk about it. When you are eating, talk about it. Write it on your gates, at your doorposts. So for Christianity or for the Bible, training the young ones is so core and very important that every other facet of life should be factored into. And so the church is never devoid of the household,
family.
of the home, of the family. And so for us as Seventh-day Adventists, the church is the continuation of the home.
Exactly.
And it is homes brought together that makes a church. And so whatever I am doing as a youth leader, as a youth director, I am doing it again in the light of being a father, being a mother, because I have children. Even if I don't have children, I am responsible for the upbringing, the grooming and nurturing in Christ-like way of the entire children in my local church, in my pedigree. And so the home and the church is united to work for the salvation of the young ones.
The home and the church is united to make sure that we all have one target,
Yes.
which is the salvation of the child.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It sounds so interesting and good. Now, so how are you getting the support from parents or from the church? I know the ministry is in the church, but how is the support? How are you getting the support?
Support as in?
I mean, the parents. What support are they giving you?
It all boils down to education. When we educate them that we need these children to educate them or to win them for Christ, and we need your support. In fact, some parents are so willing and ready to come. There are some, of course, you will have to chase them here or there, but sometimes we get enough staff members, I mean, for the younger ones, and it takes care of everything. So most parents are ready. Some would even come to ask you, today, what are you doing? Next week, what will be done? And they come to support. While others, of course, we will get them. So the support is there. We get them.
You want to add something?
Yes, our core mandate is to win the youths, is to train the youths, is to commission them and hold them. This four: win, train, commission, and hold. And you cannot do this without the parent. And so the youth do have systems. In fact, maybe we will not go into the history, but in the SDA Church, one of the first organized department of the church is the youth ministry. Even before we had our Sabbath school quarterlies that we are learning, the Lord gave to the church the book or a series of studies, Youth Instructor.
Okay.
It was out of the Youth Instructor the Lord gave Sabbath school quarterlies. So the youth ministry is the foundation of the church. It is the foundation of church ministry organization systems. So one of the well-organized systems of church administration and grooming is the youth department. So when you come to the youth, back to the question, how do we harness support of parents? For youth ministry, we have our PTA, what we know for the normal school system, Parent Teachers Association. It is in the youth ministry. Anytime New Life SDA Church, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Accra New Town, or Riaso Church, I make an announcement that all pathfinders, all adventurers, and all their parents together with the church are meeting. It is a PTA.
True.
And so that meeting brings about the coordination.
Okay.
Aside that, we have counselors and instructors. Mama Efiasewa, you are an instructor.
Yes, I am.
Knowing where your area of specialty, we can invite you. This is a class. We want you to come and handle this topic for us. You are a mother, you are a parent, and we have brought you on board. Auntie Emilia has three beautiful children. She's a mother, and she is adventure coordinator. I am a father of 3. I'm a youth director. So we all have double schedules within the church. And so we are one together. A parent is also a counselor. A parent is also an instructor, a youth leader. So together we work for winning the youth.
Okay. If I should add
yes,
something
please add.
Little. In the Adventist church, if you have observed, apart from our pastors who go to the seminary to be trained to become pastors, the other group that is trained in the classroom is the youth ministry, the youth leaders, being it a master guide, a senior youth leader, whoever. So sometimes we get some of these parents on board, BSTs that we organize and other things. They try to come so that we train them, since the leaders themselves are trained, so that they get that idea of how to handle the people.
What is the difference between these children when you compare them to the other children when they go to school?
The Seventh-day Adventist Youth Ministry offers a holistic education. In fact, for the adventurer and for the Pathfinder, adventurer 4 years to 9, Pathfinder 10 to 15, we have the triangle. That is, we are seeking their spiritual well-being, their emotional development, and their
social,
and their physical social. And so what we do is that we offer our youths, our children youth, holistic upbringing. Holistic in such a way that it is not only the mind blogging things like the formal education, but we offer life skills. In the youth ministry, right from age 4, adventure, we have ANA studies. The youth system of the SDA Church have about over 450 ANA studies, skills. How will your child, 4 years, 5 years, lace his shoe, brush his teeth, lay the bed, sweep? How would they do stitching, needlework, basic sewing?
Even common manners.
All that is factored in the youth ministry.
I am so much interested here. Auntie Emilia, let's pick the social aspect. What honest or what do you do to bring this social impact to them?
Right.
I would want us to pick it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Social, spiritual, physical, and then mental.
All right. I just mentioned manners.
Yes.
For example, when you take the adventurers, we have what we call an award we call Manners Fund. So you teach the child how to behave towards the other. We also have an award that talks about play. That is
Teamwork.
Teamwork. So all these things teach the child how to relate with the other guy or lady out there.
Okay.
And this is how we help them or we groom them to be social beings amongst others.
That's
out
interesting. Now, Pastor, please help me with the physical activity, the physical ones.
The physical one.
Hiking, I know.
In fact,
I love that when I was in the ministry.
we have so much. You are still in the ministry.
Yes, I am.
You are now a patron.
I am.
We have our marching and drills, which is very more physical. Left turn, right turn, the drills, the
fancy
key
ones.
feet.
Oh.
We do all these things to help us build our physical and healthy bodies.
Okay.
Apart from that, this is an award.
Okay.
This is an award.
All right, it's nice.
This award is given to you on 2 things: super leadership qualities and physique, like the athletes, those into Olympics, running, cycling, and all those things. We have the gold medal, the silver, and all that. So physically, these things are being inculcated in the youth ministry, right from the small 4 years to 9 years, the adventurer, the pathfinder 10 to 15 years, and then the ambassador, and then the young adult, grown-ups like us, we still have those physical things to prepare you.
So really, when you talk about holistic education, then you're really saying something. Exactly. But let's look at the mental aspect. What are some of the activities you do, making sure that their mental faculty is broadened or is maintained?
All right. This is something we will be doing in April. You know, still we will start from the children. Right from there, we are teaching them how to build blocks. You need a mental capacity to do that. Puzzling, you need a mental capacity to do that. Now, that is about mental, but with your emotions. If I've taught you how to relate to each other, if I've taught you how to behave towards others, then when something worries you, when something bothers you, you will find ways and means to contact someone to report or to address it. And the Bible being our basic, that fundamental textbook, we know that from there we can teach a lot of emotional stability from the Bible to our children. And it is going to keep them for the rest of their lives. You know something,
Auntie Emilia, I am so much enthused about the emotional aspect, because today we have the youth who are not able to withstand so many pressures. So they go to school, you hear them, my boyfriend has left me, he wants to kill herself or himself. And my mother says he can't give me this, so he thinks of killing himself. So do you teach some of these things in the ministry?
Exactly. Modesty is taught. Relationships. In fact, of late, you will be seeing flyers on our social media platforms calling Adventist youth to come together to talk about relationships. So when you are stabilized up there, you will not send your heart. At least, even if it is your heart, you have learned something. So from behind the scenes, you know that when this step is taken, I should also divert to this direction. When it is not going well, I should look up there. There is someone there. In fact, it is not all about relationships. Sometimes it is a real bother. Something from home. The person cannot find an antidote to whatever is bothering him or her. But then, youth leaders are trained to help such children with counseling. Pastor mentioned counselors. It is not just a name. Counselors, instructors, facilitators, whoever, we are all there to counsel the youth, to help them in the upbringing.
I can see Pastor wants to add a lot to it. Pastor, let me give you the go ahead.
I just want to cite example.
Please do.
I just want to give the course requirement of a friend.
Wow.
A friend is a child who is 10 years. And if someone is in 10 years, he will be class 6, 6 years in class 1,
6 years.
7
so
class
about
2.
Class 6, JHS, basic 5, basic 6.
This child, as a pathfinder, the curriculum, this is the area of focus. 1, spiritual discovery. The purpose of this is to let a child memorize the scripture, read, know Psalm 23, 47, be part of worship and all that.
That takes charge of the spiritual aspect
that
of the
takes charge
person.
of the spiritual. We have advanced things he or she needs to do, reading some biblical books and all that, but I will not go there. The next aspect is serving others.
Okay.
This takes care of the social aspect also, and even emotional. You see, we group them into units of 10, 12,
8.
thereof. 8, 10, 12, and we give them unit captain. We give them a junior counselor with a senior counselor on top. We give them instructors. There, they mingle. You get someone disturbing you. You are able to contain it. You report to your counselor. He manages, she manages. So by the time you grow, you know how to relate with people. You are built up emotionally. People do not socialize. And when they go to secondary school, they mess up. So this builds them up. We have what we call friendship development. This takes care of those who grow to boyfriend, girlfriend, how to pick right friends, how to be religious, how to live chaste life and all that. Friendship development. Then we have health and fitness. We have organization and leadership development.
Wow.
This is just one. We have nature.
For the friend class.
For the
Just
friend class. Just one class. That is
age 10 years.
Age 10. And the bullets run through. Just that the content based on your age will reduce. Or, Then we have nature study. We have outdoor life. And then we have lifestyle enrichment. So when we take you through within 1 year, you will not be the same.
You shouldn't be the same. You should not. Oh, I am seeing the youth ministry in a different light now. My dear viewer, please call the children. I'm sure by now they'll be at church. But wherever you are, you can watch us, join us on Facebook, on YouTube. If you're at home and you're watching us, please, we are glad you are doing. You can also send in your questions. They are here. Your questions, and your suggestions and recommendations to 0559-680066. 0559-680066. Let's go for a quick break. And when we come back, we would want to know, you have all this that you are doing for those Adventist people. What about those outside? Let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hope Channel is my favorite Christian channel. The best thing about it is that you can have it everywhere you go. All you need to do is to download the Hope Channel app on your Play Store or Apple Store and get all the programs you want to watch.
As a small business owner, Metaisha Business Forum, our Hope Channel, it really helps me with my business.
Don't let your priorities be because obi eye bibinti. Also we share some wide. Why wankasa sawasa. So we jani niya we biani.
Okay.
Obi ani need so that ungo fa a problem ma.
In the first place, business a risk.
Okay.
It's just all about risk. Now person your business so now you need you should be a risk taker.
Okay.
I would recommend it to you to Mesresa Usu Beshebi.
Oh, my beautiful and lovely viewer, you're welcome back. You're watching Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana. And today we are discussing youth ministry and family. I have Madam Emilia and Pastor Macado. They are joining us and we are discussing all about the youth in Ghana and in Adventist churches. Now, Pastor, you've said a lot about awards and trainings, resources you are giving to the youth in the church. What about those outside the church? How do you get them on board? What are the strategies you put in making sure that we get them to join the folk?
It is beautiful to note that in the SDA Church we have two different membership. The first, we generally say that Sabbath school membership. It means that anyone who enters the church is part. It begins with the youth ministry. With regards to the Adventurer 4 to 9, Pathfinder 10 to 15, it is open to the general public.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I have seen in Accra and elsewhere, I have seen non-Adventists coming from other denominations who have tasted the love, the care of Adventist youth ministries, and they bring their children. In 2018, 2022, we went for Southern Ghana Union Conference, Kampori, over 12,000 people. We had many non-Adventists.
It would be the glory.
Last year, 2023, we went for West Central African Division Pathfinder Campori. We had so many. So the adventurer and the Pathfinder allows for non-Adventists to come to join. So that one is one way to reach out to them. The second one is that we encourage our wards, the children and the youth, to invite their friends. And also we do so much of community work. Auntie Emilia will talk about some of them. And out of that community work, we are able to reach out to non-Adventists also. Auntie
Emilia, they say you have all the answers to community work, so please give it to us.
Before I come to the community work, let me continue from where Pastor just ended. Up to pathfinding, we allow. But where we don't allow is when you are to be trained as a leader of these young ones. For that aspect, we would insist that you are a baptized Seventh-day Adventist church member.
It makes sense.
Good. But from the initial stages, you can join. So if you join and you wish to join us as a church, you baptize and then you become a member, then you can be trained as a leader to train the young ones. Right. Yes. We are community service. In fact, we do a lot, a whole lot. For example, just last Saturday, it was a Global Youth Day. We went out there all the way to Ashoma.
Hey.
Yes, Accra City Conference. We all went there. And through the streets with our drums and tracts, we were all over, sharing the tracts and inviting people. Inviting them to where? It is not specifically for the Global Youth Day, the project over there. But then, later, we are announcing the presence of the Adventist church over there so that later on, they can join them. That is one. Also, sometimes we do health screening and other things, so many things in our communities.
Donation rights, donations.
Exactly. And these are not done to Seventh-day Adventists, but then to the masses. And these invite them or tell them that, yes, there are people like this. And it invites them. You know, sometimes with just our drums on the street, we get a whole lot of children who are non-Adventists following us. And they follow us right to our church houses.
Wow.
And the next Sabbath, you see some of them.
Wow.
Yes.
We want to extend the reaching out to be more official. So to our viewers, our headmistresses, headmasters, elders who are owning schools and and all that, please, the SDA Church from General Conference, Southern Ghana and all elsewhere, we are saying that we are introducing community pathfinding.
Okay.
What do I mean? Mama Efia Sewa in her area, with the love of the youth, will decide that let me use my children to start a club at home, or we have a social center on Sundays, on one within the week evening. Let's bring our children together, and then we have a whole set of curriculum to learn from. We have so many honest study to life skills to do. When you are doing this, we call it community pathfinding. Your local church, when they are informed, should support you. Even to the extent of the union. Currently, our division, West Central African Division and Southern Ghana Union, is saying every conference should encourage community pathfinding in their place, and we will support. Apart from that, we are also targeting schools, basic schools, pathfinding clubs. It can be SDA, government assisted, SDA private. We want you to introduce Pathfinder clubs there.
Wow.
Your conference, Meridian, Accra City, Diamond Field, Pioneer, and all the conferences, Southern Ghana Union, we are ready to support you.
That's great.
In fact, the West Central African Division and General Conference is saying that when you agree and the union is in the known, we will upload the school or the community into Vivid Faith. It is a platform where we invite volunteers from all over the world. When it is endorsed and accepted, General conference will be giving a little stipend to those who volunteer, whether they are from your community or elsewhere. So this is a planned project to target non-Adventists within the community.
Pastor, I'm loving this. I remember when I was in secondary school, we had clubs like the Rotary clubs, and I joined UNESCO, I joined Wildlife, and I think in most of them I was executives in the
Boy Scout and all
we
those
were doing all those things. So I'm sure if we had Pathfinder in my church, sorry, in my school,
yes, you would have joined.
I would have joined, even though I was an Adventist anyway. So I think it is a good idea. Maybe you should hammer it more, go down, then let's push it, and I'm sure it will work.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
We are
now, my other interest again, what support exactly do you need from families or parents or guardians?
With Jesus in the family, happy, happy home. You know, all these children we are talking about, sorry, all these young ones we are talking about are coming from homes. Sorry.
So let me pick it. They are coming from homes, and to be able to groom them, we will need the full support of the home. So one time.
Okay.
Time, interest. For some local churches, we do the Adventure Club programs on Saturday afternoons, by which time a parent will say, "Mapua, sorry, I am close, I'm going." But for the interests of your child's holistic upbringing, you need to stay around to be with your child. So time, mommy can add.
Then with the adventurers, on Sabbaths, we don't even want them to close because they have shorter memories. We would rather like to incorporate their studies into the worship. So those aged between 4 and 9, still talking about time, the parent will not tell me, my child is just 4, just 5, and I've closed, I have to take him home to go and feed. We have closed, we have incorporated whatever we wanted into that one already. Then again, we talk about morality. As I said, these ones are coming from homes. We need that support from the parents that, don't, excuse me to say, dump them on us, that we are going to train them holistically. Yes, we have already said holistically we are doing it, but then give us a child who has some kind of moral upbringing, and we top it up with the Bible, and everything is okay there. And again, we would like parents to support us with a continuation of whatever we give to the children in the church. It shouldn't be that the child will come to church, we would take that child through a particular curriculum, and then when we get home, it is a different story altogether. I have taught the child in the class that he or she is an Adventist. We do not buy on Saturday, we do not do this, we do not do that. And then when the child gets home, the story is different over there. Mommy does everything. If you do that, then we are pushing the child back and forth. We are not allowing that child to get whatever we are giving to him or her. That is one support we will like the children, the parents to give us. And again, earlier on I mentioned that some parents, especially for the young ones, are always willing to give their support, at least to come and sit. If even he or she will not teach, will come and sit to help us have your child to teach. So we need the parents to also push us with that. Then I'll talk of finances. You know, dealing with children, they don't work. In fact, in our churches, it has always been that youth are always taking money, they are not bringing money. Yes, we are not.
You are saying that I have not said it from my mouth. Because somebody sent it to me. So I was going to ask you.
We are still church members, so we know what is going on.
That is what they tell us. Forgetting that, Emilia, being the youth leader here, might not have a child in the youth group.
That is true.
But is taking care of church members' children.
Yeah.
These children are not working. Definitely, it is the parents who will have to provide. And the parents are church members. So if we come to the church for money,
the same thing.
We've not made them any mistake.
Let me add, we need to invest to harvest.
Okay.
We need to invest
to
harvest.
You can't harvest when you've not invested.
No. In fact, we are investing much more of the secular formal education. A textbook is bought 250. But I think that this patch,
8 Ghana cedis.
8 Ghana cedis. And every year the child learns about 5 to 10 années. He will need that. A pin currently is 12 Ghana cedis. By every year when he moves to the next class, he will need that. This is neckerchief. This one is for the senior youth. She is wearing the
for the young people.
Master guide. The younger one, they have theirs. You see, they are adventurous, playful. So it is easy to get lost. Now, when you get lost, you have to buy. If you compare doing these things and giving your child that balanced life, because remember, now our children are being taught by TV sets, phones. They have more open information now. They have broadened horizon because of the age that we are, the millennial age that we are. And so, whether you are aware or not, consciously or unconsciously, your child is being built by other things. So you need the church, you need the youths to debunk, to garbage out what is not right. And that calls for investment. We are going for a camp out in this Easter break. Please, you need to pay. We need all those things, and these are support we need from parents.
You know, Pastor, I was going to say that some have some negative thoughts about the ministry. And you started by sharing some of them. Why? Because you're giving holistic education. What else? I mean, to debunk that idea, these negative thoughts that some people or some parents would have in the ministry.
Let me begin by saying...
And if you have examples to share,
yes,
I would be happy with that.
Let me begin by saying that, you see, it is a very holistic thing the Lord has given to us as a church. But unfortunately, it is being mounted and managed by men, people.
I think we do not even value it.
You see, people. And you see, for example, I am a youth director. I have been from the local, I have been throughout. I was a leading drum major. I played side drum. My mother would be playing the tenor drum. My mom died as a youth leader. So for me, I was soaked into the youth.
I used to play someone else in Kumasi.
Please, you have to continue. You see, with all this, you have incidents where maybe one bad knot within will stretch forth, will relate wrongly to someone within the youth. But remember, where are these people coming from?
Our own children.
We go for a camp out for 4 days, and your child put up a rude attitude, something that is amorous, and you think that it is the 4 days that it is the youth ministry, when you have forgotten that for the whole year the child was being
with you
trained and brought from your home.
The morality.
And so what we complain about is coming from homes. Exactly. So truly, if we are to blame, we are to blame the homes, the parents.
Parents, they are blaming us because it is the homes.
We are not blaming
so please, let's try to help the children so that the ministry, the youth ministry, would also work perfectly. Now continue.
We are not blaming
We are not,
you.
okay, all right.
Even in heaven, there was Lucifer.
Everywhere there is blame. We need to push it to somebody.
But to add to what Pastor said, even in heaven, there was Lucifer. So one bad nut should not spoil the effort that the masters are putting in whatever we are doing. In fact, we won't brag, we won't raise our shoulders, but I will say that we are doing great jobs for these little ones. It is not easy. But then, as I said earlier, and as Pastor just ended with, if we have well-groomed children right from the homes, then it will run through. It will take us wherever and bring us back. In fact, if you have trained your child very, very well, and you know that no matter where he or she goes, he or she will not misbehave. It isn't at a camp meet, a youth camp or a camporee that child will put up, excuse me to say, a nasty behavior, and you tend to blame the youth. It is from the homes. So they should help us. In fact, these negative things we are talking about, well, I don't know whether it is because we are in there and we think sometimes we are up to the task by disciplining whichever attitude that comes up, negative attitude that comes up. But we don't see it as damaging as it is said out there, frankly.
Okay. Now, Pastor, I was glad when you said that you have some harness that helps you in your training. For example, at home, what are the harness that you give to these children that I, as a parent, will know that, hey, the people are helping me, they are training my child, and things that my boy or my ward is able to do this at home, because of the youth ministry he joined. What are some of the activities or harness that you give them to support the families? Because I think for parents, they want to know that, oh, youth, and sometimes they forget the spiritual aspects, but the physical things that we can see, what are some of them?
Okay, there are several.
All right.
One is housekeeping. We have an honor for the pathfinders, where you are taking through.
You are showing me the housekeeping.
Yes, I'm here. I'm showing you
this one.
here.
Oh, okay.
Even for an adventurer.
I see a broom or mob.
Exactly.
All right.
So right from adventure, they have theirs. The PF to the seniors, we have housekeeping. How do you keep your house? The cleaning, the neatness.
So you mean you teach them all this?
In fact, we have a whole curriculum requirement.
So parents, if your ward is in the ministry and he comes home not doing what he's been taught, please go back to his or her leader, and so that maybe they can punish him or her.
In fact, right from age 4-5, how to brush teeth, how to lay your bed, everything is being there. We have an honor called cookery.
Okay.
How to cook.
Hey.
How to cook is there. We have an honor baking.
Yeah.
We have needlework, basic sewing. We have all these things as part of the youth ministry. We have even to bookkeeping.
Okay.
You are beginning to learn business. How do you do entries? How do you do your income and expenses? It is there. We have to robotics, where we get into the scientist profile and all that.
AI is now the issue of the day.
It has been there since.
So we have all this. I'm saying that we have over 450 honors that are life skills, that are mind developing to help the youth to be better citizens of Ghana and the world.
So if you don't know or you don't see anything at all, as I was showing, this is the Bible.
Okay.
So knowing my Bible, if I've taught the child this, I've started teaching the child to read the Bible. You know this one, know your body.
Okay.
So hygiene, right from age 5, the child is learning this. You see, this is prayer. So we are teaching the children about how to pray.
Okay.
So these are physical things.
All right.
Allow us. Give your children to us. Let's train them.
Parents, I'm sure you are hearing them. Please, it's important. It's important. Let's go by them, then it will help us. Now, beyond the family setting, I know you go for hiking, you do evangelism, and your goal is to win souls for Christ, just as the other ministries would also do. Do you have strategies that you have put in place for these things, just like what you are doing now, currently in this month?
Okay, for the month of March this year, 2024, as I said earlier, Voice of the Youth campaign, we are praying that this week, ensuing week, to to the end of March and even first week of April, we will baptize for the Lord. The goal is 2 to 5, at least for every local church. It is not just by one method, indoor, but by any means, friendship, relationship, any other means. We are encouraging the youth to go out there and then reach out to people for the Lord. That is what we are doing. And it's not only us, it is the entire globe, and most especially for West Central African Division, 22 countries. So as I speak to you, Ghana and Cameroon and elsewhere, we are all hot. That's good. Mobilizing and winning souls for Christ.
I see a lot on Facebook from all over, not only Ghana, all the youth everywhere. They are all trying their best, and so I'm sure the Holy Spirit will guide us through to do this, to achieve this. Now, what is the general outlook of the youth, and what is the way forward? You've told us what you're expecting from us. I'm sure parents are also expecting certain things from you. You have shared. So let's put together, what are you giving to us?
Let me begin. We have a challenge, generational youth.
Thank you.
And we must accept that. Your age, Mama Ifia, in the 70s, 80s, is not the same now.
Certainly not.
In fact, even for me, not so old, I got my first phone at the university.
Ah.
But they, primary JHS, they are calling that give them phone. My children, mommy, no matter the pattern and the things when they pick my phone. My son brought a tree home and he asked me, Daddy Tremie, go and tell me the answers. Hey, tree, no, so me go now intro. He is even telling me where to get the
find the answers.
We have a challenge youth, and it calls for deeper responsibility to meet up the challenge. And because of that, we need the home, the houses, parents, guardians to step out the game. That if you sit aloof, the result will not be the best. In fact, we might go under the disguise of we are youth ministry, but we might not be productive enough. We must go beyond the extraordinary that we are doing. We must be conscious that if I leave my child to go to the normal primary JHS, SHS, it is not enough. If the church is offering me this platform of holistic life building, let me put more effort into it. We are asking parents, church members to collaborate more with us, to be conscious, to see that we have proper youth ministry in all local churches and it is running.
I'll come back for your last word. So Auntie Emilia, please give me your final word.
My final words. Well, we should not forget that the youth ministry in the Seventh-day Adventist Church we are talking about now began with just 2 teenagers, 14 and 17. So, if these youth members we are trying to groom together with the homes will stand on their feet and will be influenced by the Holy Spirit, then we know that the coming of the Lord will be hastened.
Yes.
That is what we want.
Thank you. Now, Sofo, what do you have to say?
The Lord gave the SJ Church through the youth ministry. And I think that God will come and pick us under the leadership of the youth ministry.
Amen.
And it's been seen.
Then I have to come and join you now.
Exactly.
In fact, we have active youth, we have our parents and supporters. So regardless of your age, you're still fixed within the youth ministry. The Lord has given us a tool, a platform to use to harness young people and our children. And that is the youth ministry and its affiliate children ministries and all other ministries. Let us be intentional. Let us be prayerful. Let us be in a team to work. And I think the Lord will turn the hearts of our children unto himself.
My time is up. It's been too short for us.
Too short.
I'm sure you would have asked for more, but the time is up. What I loved so much is the fact that the ministry is training our children on 4 special areas: physical, spiritual, social, and mental. And for any human being to be upright in a society, these 4 things must be built properly. I also remember Isaiah 54 verse 13 says, all your children shall be taught by the Lord, and great shall be the peace of your children.
Amen.
Why are you leaving your children to other areas? Bring them to the house of God.
Exactly.
The ministry is there to help and prepare your children as we all wait on the soon return of Christ. On this note, I say we thank you for watching us. This has been Madam Emilia Jima Latte.
Jama Latte.
Jima Latte.
Jama Latte.
Jama. Oh, okay. Thank you. He's the adventure coordinator at Accra City Conference. And our able pastor, Makado, the Southern Ghana Union Directors for the Youth. We thank you for coming. And to you out there, we appreciate your time. And I'm sure you're going to share, like, subscribe, and tell others about this message. God bless you so much, and good night. Bye-bye.